What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We have ourselves another off-season elimination rebuild from a team eliminated in the second round of the playoffs, as that's the Golden State Warriors next after we just did the Cavs yesterday. Now, obviously, unfortunately for the Warriors, their best player got hurt early on in this series, so we'll truly never know if things would have went differently had he have been healthy. Regardless, they lost, and we're going to jump in and do this Warriors elimination rebuild after they lost to the Timberwolves in round 2. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing if you have not subscribed already. So, obviously, Stephen Curry got hurt, like I said, in the Timberwolves series, so that really hurt them, and unfortunately, they could not recover from that. If maybe they had won one more game, maybe Steph returns, and then it goes to 7. We'll truly never know, will we? So, what's the point of talking hypotheticals? So, I will say for this video, I have pushed peak end age up for these guys, because if we didn't, this video would just have no shelf life at all with this core. So, yeah, Draymond and Jimmy Butler shouldn't regress as much as they do usually in 2K. So I'll just go ahead and be upfront with that. But Steve Kerr is still going to remain the head coach, obviously, so we can just head straight to draft night. Although we do not have our pick because of the Jimmy Butler trade. It goes to Miami. So if we go take a look, obviously Miami holds our pick at 20, so we don't have that. Let's just go straight to player options. So the biggest move, obviously, for the Warriors this offseason, well, it could be the big hypothetical that's being talked about, Giannis to the Warriors. You know, it's something that I'm assuming Giannis and Stephen Curry have talked about before. Will it happen? I would say probably not, but it is the NBA, so you truly never know. But the odds of me being able to pull that off in this video are obviously slim to none. We're not going to be able to do that. So I'm not doing a Giannis rebuild in this one. Although, like I said, I won't rule out the idea that the Warriors could land him. It's just going to be very tough for them to do so. But I guess if Giannis does end up making a list on teams he wants to go to, wouldn't surprise me if the Warriors were on that one. So for free agency, obviously the biggest question is, and this is the move that the Warriors would probably be making this offseason, is what happens with Jonathan Kuminga? Does he stay or does he get traded? Obviously, he was getting DNPs in the playoffs until Steph got hurt. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens. I would imagine that a potential sign and trade could be in order. Maybe he walks for nothing. But I kind of have an idea on what I want to do with him. We're also going to go ahead and bring back GP2 as well if we can. So I'll give him a 2-year deal. And then we'll see if we're his number 1 offer there. So we just are barely. Kevon Looney will probably not come back because we already have Trace Jackson Davis and Quentin Post sitting here behind our center position right now. So let's just go ahead and sign Jonathan Kuminga to the deal. So I'm going to give him 4 years, 22-ish a million, like that, something like that. But I plan on trading him right away. I kind of have an idea already on where he could potentially go. So Gary Payton and Kuminga are now signed, and now we can go talk about that hypothetical sign and trade that I kind of have in my head when it comes to Kuminga potentially heading somewhere else. As we know, there was rumors about Kuminga, or sorry, not Kuminga. There was rumors about Vucevic to the Warriors around the trade deadline. It didn't happen. Will it be revisited this offseason? I do think there's a possibility. Vucevic's spacing around Stephen Curry would be kind of awesome to have. Obviously, you have Draymond Green defensively, so I like this fit a lot. Obviously, 34 years old, so his age is up there, but I think I'd do something similar with Draymond Green and Steph and Jimmy Butler, where I'd maybe push his peak end age up just a little bit because I want this core to have some shelf life. So Kuminga for Vucevic straight up. Would the Bulls do this? I do think there's a possibility they would entertain it in real life. They want to give me Kevin Huerter. I have to trade them Moses Moody. I don't really want to give behind that per se. Oh, whoa. We're going way too far. That's not what I want to do. Okay. Do I give them Guy Santos? I mean, I hate to just throw him in here, but I mean, we just need some kind of value, and we don't have seconds to offer. So, they still want, okay, they want Buddy Hield to give me Patrick Williams. I actually don't hate this idea because Buddy Hield's another player that regresses a lot. I don't really want Patrick Williams per se, but he does way better than the 2K sim than Buddy Hield does. So in real life, I'm not sure how to do this if I'm the Warriors, but in the 2K sim, I think I'm down for this. So we're going to go ahead and trade Kuminga, Guy Santos, and Buddy Hield for Vucevic and Patrick Williams off the Chicago Bulls. Not too bad. I think that makes us a lot better, especially spacing-wise. Patrick Williams is always someone who shoots extremely well in the 2K sim, shoots like 40% from 3 every time for whatever reason. So, again, the only thing I'm going to do with Vucevic now is I'm going to push his peak end age up so he has some shelf life in this team as well. But I like this. I like this a lot. So we'll go up to like 39. So Vucevic is our new addition at that center position. We need to move Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green back to their natural spots. But that was our big move, which is what I kind of had in store. So now you have Steph at the point guard, Podziemski. You got Gary Payton, Moses Moody, but it'll probably be Moses Moody moving back to the 2. or maybe move Gary Payton back there. We'll figure it out. And then Williams maybe stays at the 3. We'll figure that out as well. Although, yeah, so we'll figure things out. But I do want to sign like another player in free agency to add to this team depth-wise. Go see if there's like a backup point guard I can sign on the last day of free agency or something. So backup point guard that we can maybe bring in who wants like a minimum or something. So D'Lo, Mitchell, Schroeder. I mean, he was with the Warriors there for a second. Looks like we can offer up to $5 million, which is nice. We got Malcolm Brogdon, who I guess would be interesting. Isaiah Joe here for some reason. Let's go point guards, though. I do really want a facilitator off the bench if I possibly can. I mean, AJ Mitchell is always fun to bring in 2K. There's Tyus Jones, which I don't hate the idea of that, or even Ryan Rollins, who I wouldn't mind Ryan Rollins on a 2-year deal. Let's see if we can get him to sign with the Warriors. He does. So Ryan Rollins, welcome to the Warriors. These guys will come back. Pat Spencer is back. So now you have Payton down to a 77 overall. You got Jimmy Butler up to an 88, and you got Podziemski 82, Patrick Williams 78, and Ryan Rollins 78. So this is looking good. Why is Post regressing already at 25 years old? That is disappointing. But regardless, let's go ahead, get into season number 1. I like the offseason we just had. We bring in some spacing around Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. And now we can kind of see how this next season is going to go with Vucevic as the starting 5. So I think I got the rotation set how I want it to be set. So it's going to be Stephen Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Nikola Vucevic. I like this a lot with Patrick Williams, Ryan Rollins, Moses Moody, Gary Payton, and then we can run one of the 5s off the bench there, which I do like as well. So we'll go either Trace Jackson Davis or Quentin Post. It'll be Trace Jackson Davis. I like that a lot. I think this team could be very fun this season. And the only other thing I want to look at is the shot tendency. So Jimmy Butler's is somewhat low, so I'm going to push this up quite a bit. We'll go up to like a 88 or something like that. Vucevic is at a 70, which I feel decent about. And yeah, I think that looks good. So we're going to simulate this season. Power rank lands us 14th overall. We're going to hope that things go extremely well this year. Vucevic is the main addition this offseason, and we'll see if this team can be back in the playoff mix. Maybe this time we can get Stephen Curry one more ring before this video is all said and done. So at the end of year number 1, Shea wins MVP. Flag is your rookie of the year in Dallas. James Harden, 6th man. Giannis, defensive player. And Evan Mobley, most improved. Jaylen Brown, clutch player. And Kidd is your coach of the year. And Nathan Mack is your executive. So here's your all-NBA first team with Shea, Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, and Halliburton. We got Cade, Edwards, Embiid, LeBron, and Zion. Do we even see Steph on one of these? Wow, quite shocked to have seen no Steph here. That's crazy. But all defensive first team and all defensive second team. So looking good there, although obviously we don't have anybody on there. But we are the 5th seed in the Western Conference. So here were the player stats. So you had 25 from Steph, 19 from Jimmy Butler, and 14 from Vucevic, 11 from Ryan Rollins, 9 from Patrick Williams, and 9 from Podziemski, 8, and then 8. So obviously, the one thing we hope for is that Jimmy Buckets turns it on and becomes playoff Jimmy, if you will. But we're going to shrink this down to an average rotation for the playoffs, and we are going to try to see if we can take out the Clippers to get into the second round. So here goes nothing. All right. So round 1 against Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. James Harden left them, actually. So we're only playing Trey Mann and Kawhi and Norman Powell. So, and Zubac, of course, too. So I do like our odds here, but we'll have to see how it goes. Game 1 goes to us, 125 to 106. You have 32 from Jimmy, which is what we want to see. 21 from Stephen Curry. Game 2 goes to them, 101 to 93. Honestly, this is a series we absolutely should win. I don't think the Clippers have enough firepower to deal with us, but we did still win on their home floor. So hopefully we could take care of both our home floor games, and then we could have a nice lead in this series. So they're on our tail, but we will go ahead and win game 3. All we got to do is win game 4. And we'll have a nice advantage in this series. Although, you know, the Warriors did go up 3-1 against the Rockets and almost blew it. So let's avoid that at all costs if we can. But they're going to tie the series, 102 to 98. So this is going to be a very interesting series as this goes back to LA. Tied series right now. So here goes nothing in game 5. So game 5 on the road. Can we win? The Clippers have a nice lead right now, but we are getting back in it, going on a run, and we take it in the 4th, but they're going to hang on to it. So we are down 3-2 to the Clippers, which honestly, this team is probably not a team we should be losing to with only Kawhi Leonard. That's really disappointing right now. He's only averaging 18 in the playoffs. He's actually playing really bad. He's averaging 18 and shooting very inefficient right now. So I don't know who's torching us right now, but we should not be losing this series right now. That's all I'm saying. So let's go to a game 6 and let's not blow that, or let's not, you know, lose here in round 1. That would suck. We have a nice lead here. As long as we don't let them go on a run, we're going to a game 7. What we wanted. So game 7 is happening, 94 to 113. Nikola Vucevic, 27 and 20. Awesome. Love that. Averaging 21 in the playoffs, Jimmy's averaging 23. Okay. Game 7 on the road. We need to win this series. We have much more firepower, and if we lose, this would be pretty disappointing. So we have the lead right now. Just don't let it go, and we will hang on 98-93. So we get out of round 1 with our lives, and now we get to play the Dallas Mavericks, who are always like a superstar team in 2K. So I have a feeling this one isn't going to go too well for us. We get to play Klay Thompson, which is fun. Do we go like 8-man rotation and just, you know, have our 8 best players playing in this one because of how good the Mavericks are? We'll see. So game 1 is going to go to Dallas, 129-102. Again, I do think we are in trouble here because Dallas always wins a championship like really early in the simulation. So I don't think we have a shot on beating this team, unfortunately. We're kind of getting back in this game, but not quite. So we're going to lose both in Dallas. We even get one. Let's see. So we're trying to simcast game 3. We have the lead right now. Doesn't mean we'll hang on to it. We'll see if we do. Okay, I think we are in the clear. We're going to win game 3. Okay, so we're not dead yet. 20 from Steph, 19 and 15 from Vucevic. Got to even the series now. Game 4. So have a lead again, but it's back and forth this time around. Okay, can we eventually take this one? We are going to lose 112-109. Damn, okay, so we're down 3-1. In trouble here. All we got to do is win 3 in a row. Simple enough, right? We could do it. We got OKC awaiting us if we're able to escape out of here. But again, the Dallas Mavericks are such a good team in the 2K sim. So I don't anticipate winning this series. Kind of figured this would go this way. And we will barely hang on. So we're going to win a game 5. So if we win a game 6 at home, we're going to a game 7. And then everything is on them. The pressure is on them because we'll have them back in a corner from 3-1. It's going to be a close one, but they are going to hang on to it 99-92. So round 2 gave up a fight there, but unfortunately fell short. The Knicks and the Mavericks did go on and win it all. So yeah, again, the Mavericks usually, I think, fall off after this one season, though. So that's the one thing we have going for us. So there's no need to panic. The one thing I needed to make sure, though, is nobody retired on us. So I got to make sure I look at that actually next time. So Klay retires with a championship, which I like, but I don't think anyone retired on us, which is good. Okay, so draft lottery time, even though obviously this doesn't matter for us. So there are some picks I needed to fix, but we have the 24th pick in this draft. So that could be helpful if we can maybe hit on that pick. But let's go ahead and get into draft night, but I got to fix the Utah pick like I always do. I need to find a way to just make sure that's fixed all the time so I don't have to do this because Knicks and the first and second overall pick is very incorrect right now. So let me go fix those. So I'm hoping to see if we can hit on this 24th pick, maybe have a rotational piece immediately out of the gate. So who would be my best bet on that? That I don't know. I know Jalen Harrelson's usually pretty good eventually, but I don't know if he's going to be good immediately for us. So I do think I'm going to settle on Jalen Harrelson here out of Arkansas, or sorry, out of Kansas, I should say, not Arkansas. So we got Jalen Harrelson, again, not great immediately, so probably won't be playing, but somebody that could continue to develop, or maybe he's a trade chip for us as well. Quentin Post is a free agent, and then for free agency, we do have, obviously, Vucevic is a free agent. So Vucevic does feel like someone we need to re-sign. I don't want to sign him, you know, how long is Stephen Curry's contract? I guess we should kind of look at that. So he's got 1 year remaining. But, you know, ideally we keep Stephen Curry. I don't know if he's willing to sign an extension. Not really. You got Draymond who's willing. Oh my gosh, he wants $30 million a year still? I can't do that. This might be the last year we have Draymond Green on the team, not gonna lie, because him wanting $30 million after this is gonna be tough to swallow. But I will say I did obviously give him a peak end age. That's probably why it's asking for that much. Bajemski's not asking for that much. But basically this team is on a 1 year deal type. We're on a 1 year rental type of team right now. That's where we're at. So very interesting. But I do think obviously we're going to resign Vucevic. I'm going to give him a 2 year deal though, because, you know, 1 year doesn't give him enough security. So we'll go 2 year there. And then we do have the money. So like, ooh, it's not like Jamal Shed. We did get Ryan Rollins on a 2 year deal though. So we'll probably keep him in that position. Moody. And then we got Williams, Gary Payton. So I guess if there was any position we could maybe acquire, be a power forward. Kasha George being here. I did get him yesterday, so I don't think I'm going to do that again. But Champagny is relatively interesting to be here. I don't know. I guess let's let's get Vucevic locked up, and then Post will be back too. But let's go to day 12, and let's see if there's a power forward worth signing on the last day of free agency. And then we should be good to go for next season. And I might, you know, with everybody being on a 1 year deal, I won't rule out the idea of making maybe some crazy trade offers. So, or can we get Wiggins on a 1 year deal? Yeah, that would be awesome. So we'll grab Aaron Wiggins, bring him in for a year, and we'll have Quentin Post back. So now you have Steph regressing. You have Jimmy Butler still good, and then Williams is up. Ryan Rollins is up. So yeah, this is looking good. But trade deadline with everyone on a 1 year contract, basically, anything's on the table. The idea is to keep Stephen Curry here as long as possible, and I'd like to do that with Draymond Green as well, don't get me wrong, but he might be asking for too much money. We'll have to just kind of evaluate how we're doing at the deadline when we're there. The one thing we can do going into the season is we can move this proficiency to balanced. We'll see if that really changes anything, but that is what we're going to do anyway. So we'll move this to a balanced proficiency to hopefully make things a little bit better in the sim in the regular season. But again, we are going to kind of see how this team is doing at the deadline. Everyone is on a one-year deal, so that's why I'm very open to whatever, may approach us. Now, we also need to get back to a 9-man rotation for the regular season, and we can even do 10 because we want some center play as well, so Vucevic isn't being the only one playing in the center position. Okay, I will see you guys at the end of this season, hoping that we're back in the playoff mix once again. And then shot tendency, we got Steph still high and Jimmy Butler's is still high, so that's all good to see. All right, I will see you guys potentially at the deadline or at the end of the season if I decide to do nothing. At the end of year number 2, Wembanyama wins MVP. Boozer is your Rookie of the Year. Ace Bailey is your 6-man Wemby Defensive Player as well. And Bryce Sensabaugh Most Improved. Cam Thomas Clutch Player. And Kidd is your Coach of the Year. And Hobson is your Executive. So I decided not to make any shakeup at the trade deadline because the team was still doing relatively decent. So we're just going to kind of hope this clicks in the playoffs. So Draymond Green still making all defensive teams at this point. So maybe he has earned an extension. I didn't extend him yet. I did give Podziemski his contract extension, so he'll be paid a lot going forward, but, being an efficient player, I want to keep him next to Stephen Curry. Obviously, the main thing for the rest of this video, whether it's 1 season left or 2 seasons, is maximizing Stephen Curry's window, in which he might try to retire on us after this season. We'll have to see, but the idea is to keep him at least for another season after this. We got to make sure we don't skip past retirements or we're screwed there. So here is what it's looking like. Williams is ice cold right now. So, again, he shoots 39% from 3, which is what I kind of expected when we traded for him, even though I wasn't originally trying to acquire him. We just did. The whole team is on fire right now other than Williams. So hopefully we can ride this momentum in the playoffs. We draw Memphis. So Memphis Grizzlies obviously have John Morant, Bainwell, Gigi Jackson, Jalen Duren. So they lost Jaren Jackson, and this is what they're looking like right now. So here goes nothing. Game 1. To Memphis. They beat us by 1 point. So we gotta, we win. We gotta get one on their floor now. Can we win the other one? No. Wow. Okay, so we're down 3-1. So just like that, we're in a very, very tough position in round 1 already. So that is unfortunate, but this is the risk we took by not making any shakeup at the trade deadline. We decided to ride this out. Now, maybe there's a chance we come down from 3-1 to get back in this. We do win this one. So all I gotta do is win game 6 and we're back in it. So can we do that? Or the Grizzlies gonna shut us out here? So let's see. It's close. They're kind of right on our ankles, but we've kept it the whole time and we will hang on to it. Okay, so game 7 is here. Even if we beat the Grizzlies here, though, I just saw who we're playing in the next round, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Now we have a nice lead here. So oh boy, they're getting back in it though. Gotta hang on to it. This is close. Okay, so we have a 2-point lead, but again, they're gonna be right there behind us. 4-point lead. Think we might have taken care of business. Yes. Okay, so we come back from 3-1. It looked like it was going to be very bleak there for a second, but now we're back in round 2. But as you guys seen, just like we played the first seeded Mavericks last year, we now play the first seeded Spurs this time. So Victor Wembanyama and then Stephon Castle, Vassell, Tari Eason now, and they have Ace Bailey as well with that 2nd overall pick. This is going to be tough, man. I don't know what to expect here, but we're going to try our best. So we got Detroit, Brooklyn, Orlando, Indiana, and then Dallas and OKC on the other side. Game 1 is going to go to us. Good start. 123 to 113. 33 from Jimmy. He's averaging 24 in the playoffs so far, shooting 42% from 3. So we are getting that playoff Jimmy, which is what we wanted. Game 2 is going to go to them, though. So it's good we got one on their home floor. We just got to win at least one on our home floor, or, winning both would be even better. So let's actually simcast game 3 and see if we can't get this one on our home floor. So it's looking good so far. But I won't rule out them getting back in this game, and they are slowly but surely, and we will hang on to it. So we win one on our home floor, so no matter what, we're going back to San Antonio tied up. But if we can win this one, we put ourselves in control in this series. Looking good right now, and we make it happen. We can go up 3-1 right now, and we will do just that. 109 to 115. Okay, now 3-1, but I know for a fact the Spurs could easily come back and win 3 in a row. So continue to simcast these bad boys. We go back to San Antonio, Texas, and this is what we got going on right now. Can we hang on to this one? It looks like we might, and we will win in 5 over the Spurs. We beat the first seeded Spurs this time. The Dallas Mavericks could potentially be our rematch we're getting from last year. Is it going to be them or is it going to be OKC? It is going to be the Dallas Mavericks again. So conference finals appearance this time around. Obviously, they have Flag, who's developed more. But we'll see, man. This is not going to be easy for either team. I think this is going to be a really good... I just realized we're still running 10 deep. It seems like it's working, so maybe I'll just leave it like that. All right. Game 1. Let's see how it goes. Goes to us. 112 and 101. Good start. 20 from Kyrie, 29 from Jimmy Butler. Game 2 goes to them. They beat us by 1. So we got one on their home floor. That's all that matters. We just got to win one on our floor. Okay, so they win one on our floor. So now let's actually go to a 9-minute rotation and let's fix the minutes how they see fit. All right, game 4. Got to win this one to go back to Dallas tied up. So let's see if we can do just that. Close game so far. Can we get back? Oh, they're going to get us here. So we're going down 3-1. The Dallas Mavericks seem to be the problem for us so far. And I don't really know how this team is going to look next year, honestly, because there's so many free agents for us. So I don't really know what to anticipate. So getting back in this series would be awesome, but I don't know if we're going to get that lucky. So the Mavericks continue to own us right now. It's 102 or 104 to 126 is the loss. So despite getting to the conference finals, the Mavericks, like I said, still become the issue for us. I was kind of hoping they'd fall off a little bit, but not the case at all. And they win the championship again. So 2 years in a row for Dallas. That sucks. Okay, so we got to make sure that Steph Curry does not retire on us because I do want to bring him back for one more year. I don't see him here, so that's a good sign. I think he'd be at the top if he was retiring. Durant's retiring a Laker. Harden's retiring in Chicago. Paul George, Olynyk. Okay, so we should be good as far as Steph retiring on us. So for the lottery, we got Utah going #1 overall. So I do think this next season's probably the last one anyway because Steph's going to try to retire. Although, since he didn't retire, we can maybe do a 4-season too. We'll just kind of have to fill it out and see what happens. But Steve Kerr will remain the head coach still, and now we can head to draft night. And we still have a late pick in this draft that we can maybe take advantage of. Let's go pick at 25, and let's see what we got going on. So we got Kozlov, Morrison, Keon Anthony. I guess I'm going to take Keon Anthony here out of Syracuse. Probably won't be able to contribute for us this year at all, but maybe next year. If we have a next year, we'll see. So Post is a free agent, and obviously you got pretty much the big three as free agents. So Steph, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green, all free agents, which is, you know, just very... I mean, the main thing we got to do is keep Steph Curry. That's a no-brainer. So we're going to give him a 2-year deal just in case he wants to continue to play, but giving him $46 million, we could probably even give him even less. Let's give him like $40 million a year if we can, to where we save just a little bit. We can maybe even go down even further, it looks like. So let's go... We get him down to like 35. Yeah, so I think we get him for 35, so that's going to save us just a little bit of money. Jimmy Butler... Getting him more than Steph Curry is kind of interesting, but I don't think we can lose him for nothing. I don't really know how good this team would be without him. So, similar situation, I think I'm going to try to give him... It sucks to give him more money than Steph. I hate that fact, but would he accept that? It looks like he will. So, and then Draymond Green, man. I think we give him 1 year, but we're going to run this back with these three. I don't think we have any choice because I don't think we'll get any better anywhere else. So, we'll bring the big three back, and then you have, what, Trace Jackson-Davis and Quentin Post. I mean... Which one would we rather have? I guess we'd rather have the shooter, Quentin Post, just because the spacing is nice. So we'll bring these guys in, and then Quentin Post getting an offer sheet. I think I'm going to match it. Not going to be paid that much money. So we pretty much bring everybody back so far, which is, you know, I don't know how good it's going to go, but I think that was our best. I think that was our best choice. I don't think we really had much of another choice. If we went a different direction, I don't really know how well it would have went. So... Now we just need to bring in... We can bring Wiggins back, I think. So that's good. So we'll bring him back as well. And then maybe we can bring back Ryan Rollins if it lets us. I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't look like it is right now. And then... So we'll... Yeah, so Ryan Rollins is a free agent. We might still sign like a minimum backup point guard. But this team is basically going to be the same unless if I decide to make some kind of shakeup at the deadline. Which I might entertain that a little bit more because this could be the final season. We need to hopefully take advantage of having Steph one more time. So I'm going to give Tyus Jones a 1-year deal. And then that's it. So Steph does regress down to a 90 overall. So again, we got to take advantage of him, whether it's just this year or next year. Patrick Williams isn't expiring now, so we might be able to get something for him if we trade him, although he has a player option. Okay, well, let's go into this third season, and we'll see if anything's going to change at the deadline this time. So for the final all-in move, I'm going to be trading Patrick Williams in 3 seconds over to the Raptors for Jakob Poeltl to bring in Jakob Poeltl to be our brand new backup 5 or starting 5, whatever it may be. But I think that's just going to make our bench a little bit better. And then the one thing I could do with Wiggins is I can move him to the backup 3 now with Williams gone, and he'll go up to an 81 overall. So that's the final all-in move potentially. So we're still doing pretty good right now, but we get some rim protection off the bench with Jakob Poeltl. 32 and 18 right now, so hopefully we can kind of keep it up, and Jakob makes us even better. But that was the all-in move I had. I looked at trading like Draymond or Jimmy, and just nothing really made sense. I'd like to keep Draymond Green here as well, but I think this might be the last season. So let's buckle in, let's lock in, and hope that a championship is won in this final season, and we can ride Stephen Curry and Draymond Green off into the sunset with another trophy. Wembanyama wins MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Hugo is your sixth man, wing defensive player, and Boogie Flan most improved. And Paul is your clutch player, and Kid is your coach of the year. Executive goes to Hobson. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So we don't get any Warriors on here, unfortunately, but we're after Draymond Green winning all defensive teams still. At age 38, I will say maybe Draymond Green still shouldn't be an 86 overall, but whatever. We're just having fun in 2K, I guess, right? So we are the 4th seed in the Western Conference, and here are your player stats. So you had 25 from Jimmy, 24 from Steph, 13 from Vucevic, 12 from Moses Moody, 11 from Podziemski, 9 and 6 and 4 from Draymond, 8 and 7 from Jakob Poeltl, and 7 from Wiggins, and 6 from Tyus Jones. So, without further ado, let's see if we can't bring this title home in this final chance we may have. I'd love to see Dallas another time, but we got to worry about the Pelicans first. So, game 1 goes to us, 141-130. Good start, 27, 24, 24. Podziemski and Moses Moody played extremely well. If we could bring that every game, that'd be awesome. Game 2 goes to us as well, as Dallas is up 1-0 on Utah. Game 3 goes to us. So New Orleans right now has nothing on us, which is great. Can we sweep them and get to the second round? Yes, we can. Give me Dallas for a third time in a row. Come on, I want it. And we finally beat them. Okay. Here's the ultimate test. We got Kyrie Irving, Chris Dunn, Cooper Flagg, Davis, Lively, John Collins, Gafford, Prosper, Banton, and Nasir Little. So do we have what it takes to finally take down this Dallas Mavericks team? We shall find out. So game 1 goes to us, 84-82. Good start. Very weird score, but it worked out. We'll take it. Game 2 goes to us. Okay, 37, 8, and 7 from Flagg, but it does not matter. Game 3 goes to them. They're going to get back in this, aren't they? Yep, there it is. They tie it up. Okay. Well, we had a 2-0 lead there for a second, and now it's gone. So now let's see if we can't win game 5, or if the Mavericks are going to just now win like 3 or 4 straight on us. So you have the lead. Just keep it. It's going to be back and forth. Can we steal it here? Yes, we will go up 3-2. Okay. Game 6, back in Golden State as well. Come on, man. We got to get this done here. Right now, take care of this. Don't go to Dallas for game 7. Want to finally beat these boys. We have a lead right now. Just hang on to it. They're going to get back in it, aren't they? They're going to steal it. No, they don't. Let's go. Okay, so we're on to the conference finals again. We played the Spurs, which we beat them last year pretty easily. I don't really know if that's going to happen again, though, because, you know, the Spurs are usually pretty tough. But for some reason, we had the advantage on them. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to us, 122-107. So we took one in San Antonio. We'll take one on our home floor. We're up 3-1. The Spurs, for whatever reason, okay, they're going to get back in this. All right, we're at home now. We can win this in 6, get to the finals. We can do this. Come on, just don't go to a game 7 with the Spurs. That sounds scary. It's overtime. We're going to hang on. 127-129. Okay, so we've made it to the NBA Finals. We get to play the Hawks. Okay. And make it this far just to lose to Atlanta. We had to dominate not dominate, but we had to beat the West just to get to this point. The Hawks cannot be the team that stops us now. They're up 1-0, though. Even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. Game 5 goes to us. And just like that, Jimmy Butler, Steph, and Draymond Green will get a championship. Obviously, I will just admit straight up that if peak end age was on, this team was never going to win anything. Or if the peak end age stayed the same, I should say. So, in a way, maybe the most realistic. But still, I really wanted to have some shelf life with this core. And there's a world where Draymond and Jimmy Butler are still capable at 38. Stephen Curry doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. But, yeah, more likely than not, they probably wouldn't have this core at this point. But whatever. So, we have Steph, Vucevic, Jimmy Butler all retiring on a ring. Draymond, you could have joined them. It would have been a beautiful way to end this video, but that is awesome. So everyone retires on a championship. Vucevic retiring, and then Draymond, why didn't you retire as well, man? You were the one with the one-year deal, too. And he said, nope, I'm staying around. All good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video regardless. I will see y'all in the next one. Next elimination rebuild could be the Celtics, and then obviously one of the Thunder or the Nuggets will be eliminated as well come, I think, Sunday is when that happens. I'm recording this before, I should have said this up top, but recording this before game 6 tonight of Boston and Boston and New York. But all right, this is Crushables saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.